Hey everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today we're diving deep into the magical, misty origins of one of the world's most enchanting cities, Venice. We all know the picture postcard version, right? Gondolas gliding through canals, stunning architecture, and romantic bridges. But have you ever wondered how this city, literally built on water, even came to be? The story is a fascinating mix of legend, desperation, and incredible human ingenuity. Let's rewind the clock way back to the 5th century. The mighty Roman Empire is crumbling, and waves of invaders, like the Goths and the Huns, led by the fearsome Attila, are sweeping across mainland Italy. Imagine the terror! People living in prosperous Roman towns like Padua and Alcalá were faced with a stark choice: stay and face the invaders, or flee. Many chose to run. But where could they go? They looked towards the coast, to a marshy, unwelcoming lagoon dotted with small, muddy islands. It seemed like the last place on earth anyone would want to live. And that was exactly the point. This inhospitable environment was their best defense. The shallow, confusing waters of the lagoon were a natural fortress. Invaders on horseback couldn't cross, and their large ships couldn't navigate the tricky channels. So, refugees from the mainland began to settle on these islands, like Torcello, Burano, and Rialto. They weren't building grand palaces at first. Think simple wooden huts built on stilts, driven deep into the mud. They were fishermen, salt harvesters, and traders, making a life from the sea. They were survivors. Now, here's where the legends get really interesting. One popular story says that the very first stone of Venice was laid at precisely noon on March 25, 421 AD, right at the site of the future Rialto Bridge. This date is no accident. It's the Feast of the Annunciation. It's a beautiful, symbolic story that connects the city's birth to a divine event. Is it true? Probably not. Historians believe the settlement was a much more gradual process over many decades, not a single dramatic moment. But the legend gives Venice a mythical founding story, a sense of destiny, which the Venetians absolutely loved. Another legend tells of St. Mark the Evangelist. The story goes that while traveling, his ship was caught in a violent storm and took shelter on one of the Venetian islands. An angel appeared to him in a dream and said, "Peace be with you, Mark, my evangelist. Here your body will rest." Centuries later, in 828, Venetian merchants famously, let's say, liberated the saint's remains from Alexandria, Egypt, smuggling them past Muslim guards by hiding them under layers of pork. They brought the relics back to Venice, fulfilling the prophecy. Saint Mark became the city's patron saint, and his symbol, the winged lion, became the symbol of Venice itself, a sign of power and divine protection that you can still see everywhere in the city today. So, while the legends give Venice its soul and its romance, the truth is just as remarkable. A community of refugees, driven by fear, built a city in an impossible location. Through sheer grit, determination, and a deep understanding of the sea, they transformed a muddy swamp into one of the world's wealthiest and most powerful maritime republics. They learned to drive millions of wooden piles into the seabed to create solid foundations for their magnificent buildings. They became masters of trade, connecting east and west. The real story of Venice isn't one of angels and prophecies, but of human resilience. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes the most beautiful things can grow from the most challenging beginnings. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back in time. I hope it gives you a new appreciation for the floating city. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. See you in the next video.